Dream in the house. I got my boy Hatter on the other end, and what's happening, y'all?
Son, I can't believe we haven't played this track on the show yet, man. This is one of the all-time greats, player.
No doubt. Happy Monday, gang. It's time to get up and get your day going and get started with the dynamic duo. It is me and my boy Hatter. What's happening?
I'm feeling really good, man. Stellar weekend. My man, Dr. Dan came in, dude. Kid, destroyed MLBs all weekend long, dude. He has been like, in the last 6 times he's been on the show, he had one losing day, dude.
Wow,
unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah. He almost got a massive parlay to hit as well, but he was on fire, dude. I can't believe, what he did, man. So big ups to him. I wish I could get him on more often for the baseball. You know what I'm saying?
But hopefully, you could too.
I know, guys. This is one of the best weeks of the year for the Dream, as there is no baseball this week. So I'm sure you're pretty happy about that. Ready to rock, but you know what, man? You know damn well we got a lot of material for you, man. Just because there's no major sports going on, that doesn't mean that the biggest show in the world takes a break. Hell no. We are ready to rock, kid. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of material happening. We got my man, the Canadian capper, that's going to be calling in. He's got an awesome personality, dude. Can't wait to hear him rip it. And we got a lot of stuff, man. A couple of things happening in the world of sports, and we are going to discuss what your boy's been doing behind the scenes with his MLB futures, man, because I told everybody that I plan on making $100,000 in baseball, and I am ready to rock with that. Dream, what you got, man?
Hey, man, I just want to go big ups to my man. First off, R.I.P. to Ken Stabler. Anybody who's, got a little bit of age in them, and even some of you football fans that, go back a ways. Kenny Stabler died yesterday. So we want to wish a big, rest in peace to him. As far as that is concerned, that will be definitely a sad passing in the football world.
Got you, man. Got you.
Dude, that's when you know, like it stinks, but it starts coming to fruition how old you are. Like when you're younger and people die, like you know the people who die, but you don't know them. But like when you're older, like when people die and you're like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It just takes you back differently, because it's like you really knew this person, or you grew up watching him, or you knew how they played. And I know several people have died, obviously, but when an older guy got, it just kind of is a coming of age for you, so to say.
Definitely. Big ups to my man Sin City Maverick out there. He's been up for 5 hours waiting for the biggest show in the world to come on. What's up, kid? How you doing out there? Sin City Maverick, I love him, man. Always giving me the energy, always hitting me back and forth. And he was chilling the other day with Ted Savransky, Teddy Covers. And Teddy Covers says hello, by the way, bro.
Oh, dope. That's cool. That dude was there. I love Ted. Ted was great guest. Really cool meeting him out at the Mob Museum for the event that we went out to. So that was definitely a stellar part of the job that we've been doing.
By the end of the week, that we started this little podcast thing in July of last year, bro. I want to say it was the 19th of July, man, last year. So, hey, we're rocking and rolling, man, every single day. Kid, killing it. But let's see who else is on here this morning. I got G-Rose. I got JC, hashtag SBTVNation. My man Rick Lopez, as always. Ciroc King JP for Prez. Postal Pete Irvin is out there. J-Cash, Ben Rowe. I've got, let's see, Yippa82, Shy Picks. Marlon is on here this morning. Let's see. Boston Boy, what's up, bro? We got to get up, man, when you come into Connecticut. We got the Odds Hustler. We got Justin Hernandez. Let's see who else. Vegas Girl 92661. Randomly Unpredictable. And the list goes on and on, man. You know what? Pretty excited about today's show. I got to be honest with you, Dream.
No doubt.
So, kid, your boy McGregor. Talk to me about it.
Conor McGregor is a beast, son.
Talking about Conor McGregor for the UFC, guys. That's your boy, man. He got taken down right out the gate, and then he just wasn't having it after that.
Yo, that dude is a beast. I love the way he comes in. I love his energy. Love how he gets busy with it. He's kind of like us. In the ring when he gets in there, man. His energy's crazy. He's just off the charts. He's a madman, and he just fights with reckless abandon. And it's very, very cool to see my man do his thing. And big ups to him for going ham up in the ring on Saturday.
So you were able to cash with that, or what?
I did. I caught a couple of $2 with them. I mean, I don't go crazy. I don't really bet. I don't really bet on that sport enough to really know the opponents. But I put some loot on him. My man Dank hit me off, and he was like, "Yo, our boy's going tonight." He hit me up on the Twitter tip, and I didn't get back to him, so he probably doesn't even know I saw that. But I did see it. But it was like, this weekend I kind of gave to the family. As my wife has been kind of complaining a little bit about, you guys don't realize that Hatter and I really, we don't really bet this heavy and go this far into baseball season. And even if we do bet baseball season in the past, I want to say prior to last year, it's light and it's casual. It's a game here or there, or maybe a couple of games, but to continuously bet after basketball season and to continuously be involved in sports, my family is like, not really prepared for that, because usually that's the time, I give to them and spend more time with them. So I kind of kicked back this weekend and concentrated on doing stuff with them. We hit the beach yesterday. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah. What happened over there?
The beach is the one place that in Connecticut, anyway, the hood and the suburbs all merge.
Yes. Oh, my God, dude,
the
big
hood
time.
and the suburbs merge, and it is absolutely, hilarious sometimes watching, the whole thing just go down. And, it's funny for us because, in my case, the hood and the suburbs merge. Right. In my household, I'm black, but I'm from the suburbs. My wife's white, but she's from the hood. So it's like that always at my crib. So when we go out to the beach, though, it's just hilarious out the beach to watch, cats, because you'll have the nice suburbia family. They got their dope tent set up. They got some cran apple kicking. Kids are playing. Everything's nice. Then the hood come rolling through. My man got a do-rag on, pulling an old grill. It's like, yo, buddy, what you doing with a grill at the beach, son? My man making ribs out, and you know what I'm saying? You're like, smoke is everywhere, trying to light up a charcoal grill in the middle of the beach. Then the cops come in like, yo, you can't have a grill out here on the beach. I'll just tell you, sometimes, man, it's just absolutely funny, man. But people are crazy. But we had a great time yesterday at the beach. It was a lot of fun with everybody out there, and it was just a great day. I did post a picture of me and little man taking a couple of photos.
Oh, nice, dude, nice. Yeah, you know what? I'm notorious for that, man. I go over to the grass area though. There's this big park near us, and I went there yesterday,
right?
And with the bride, and I actually got this little. It's like a foot by 18 inches little charcoal grill that I bring, dude. And kid, I made food all day. I grilled for 3.5 hours, dude.
Yeah, no doubt. Usually they got the grills in the park, and I know the park's cool. But Cat, my man, when I tell you, he got rolling the big charcoal Weber. It was like they brought their whole crib with them too. They had stuff for days. You know what I'm saying? And the packaging was crazy looking. So it was everybody was cool, and we're all playing around on the beach, and my man, and then of course they had some super duper crazy some crazy box that they had with music on it, and they're playing all types of music. And I'm trying to tell my kids to fall back because it's all kinds of F-bombs and N-words and everything, and they got it up as loud as possible. It's like, yo, son, can you turn that down, please?
I know, man. It's crazy, man, but good time. You know what I'm saying? We only get 2.5 months to go to the beach up here in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
So trust, ain't nobody getting intimidated by nobody. The hood got to fall back for the suburbs, and the suburbs got to fall back for the hood, because we all hitting the beach regardless.
Oh, man. Speaking of the beach, man, did you hear about my boy, well, not my boy, but this dude, Aaron Cromer, I believe his name is, Bill's offensive line coach. Guess he was on the beach over the weekend and had a fight with some kids over some lawn chairs or something like that. That the kids were, the kids were fishing or whatever. He punched one of the kids in the face, dude. And told him he was going to kill his family. That's the allegations. I don't know how true this is, but this is a 48-year-old man, dude.
The beach could bring that out on you sometimes. It's cats, like I said, with the F-bombs and all that. I wanted them to turn down that music, and I was getting a little agitated with that. My wife was like, "Yo, just fall back."
Yeah, right.
Don't even go over there with them. And then I loved it because, I got my little music out, and we obviously try to be cool and not be cognizant of everybody else around us. And as I'm going, because my music is playing off of all the music in my iPod, and I got a couple of obviously country tracks, and a couple other tracks in there. So my wife got one of the country tracks banging, and I fast forward it, and she's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Yo, this ain't really the venue for country music right now."
I love the black man playing country. That goes to show you.
This ain't really the venue for country right now. So just fall back with that.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh, a hilarious time, man. Very, very, very fun. So, listen, last night, one more little quick story before our caller calls in. So now we get home last night, and obviously after eating all day and snacking all day, we got to eat dinner, which is like ridiculous. I'm looking at everybody like, really? You guys want to eat dinner now after all we've eaten all day? But of course, because my family's very high maintenance, so everybody wanted to eat dinner. So I got to go out and get some sushi. So I'm like, all right, we'll get sushi. So I got a place. It's across town. I'm going to hop in the whip, run across town, grab the sushi, come back home, no big deal. On the turnpike, all right, and there's a fire truck in the middle lane. So, I already got my issues with driving. I hate driving in Connecticut. Nobody ever wants to get out of the left-hand lane. In Connecticut, the law is you can't pass on. You're not supposed to pass on the right, but people get in the left-hand lane and just sit there. So it's like, but the right hand or quote unquote slow lane, you could just go ham over there in that, which is the lane I'm usually in, flying by people. But anyway, so now the fire truck's in the middle lane, okay? So I'm like, well, and not even going the speed limit. So now it's like with the lights on. So it's, well, what do I do? Can I go past him? Like, do I got to pull over? I mean, what do you do? So, of course, he gets off the same exit that I'm getting off. So I'm agitated because he's going slow. Lo and behold, about a half a mile in front of him, I see nothing but fire. This is like the middle of the turnpike, all right? There's a car on fire. So the two cars in back of me, though, are so impatient because I've not pulled up completely. I'm falling back because, I just got my whip back. So it's like, yo, I am not getting my whip with any type of debris on it from no car that is about to blow up. So I'm like, yo, I'm not even pulling up close to I don't want to see. I don't want to look. I can see a fire from where I'm at. I'm at a safe enough distance. If that car blows up, I'm good. So the people in back of me are agitated, right? And they're like, they want to get in front of me. And I'm like, yo, look, I'm out the car screaming, yo, do what you want. I'm not pulling up to that car until they get the fire out. But it's just amazing to me. The same cats that were over in the fast lane just chilling, now all of a sudden want to be in a rush.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. That's crazy. Well, congratulations on getting your car back. What's it been, a month?
Oh, my God, dude.
It's been about a month, kid. Damn. Damn. Unbelievable.
Listen, if you guys got a nice car, I tell you, it's nice to have a nice car. It's just bad when you got to have work on it. Like, if you have a car and you take it to the shop and, everybody in the shop stops what they're doing to come look at your car, that is not the right shop for your vehicle.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So, all right, man. So, listen, we got my boy calling in at about 7 minutes. The Canadian capper is going to come in and rock. And I want to discuss a little bit with the nation of what your boy's been doing, okay? Because, a lot of people are asking me. A lot of people want to know what has been going on in the Hatter's brain as far as futures are concerned, because damn well that's my specialty. And I got to be honest with you, the MLBs has not been good to me game to game to game. Started off in the beginning of the year, I couldn't lose. And then all of a sudden, I just went on one of the worst skids ever. So, you know what? I said, let me just kind of pull back from it. Let me just play light, some game-to-game-to-game stuff and go from there. So basically, dude, what I vowed, back, I want to say it was when the Memphis Grizzlies, when they lost to, who'd they play? Golden State, right? And they got eliminated, okay? I was like, I got all pissed off that night. I said, you know what, man? Screw this. I'm going to figure out a way how to make $100,000 in baseball, period. Now, if you do good in baseball, from front to back of the season, what would classify as good, Dream? 100 units over the course of the year?
I would say, 100 units is pretty
100
good.
units, okay.
Number to use.
All right. So let's say 100 units, okay? So now, I was at, let me just get this going here. I was at about $7,000 when I first started this whole crusade about getting $100,000. I dropped it all the way down to about $3,300. So I say, you know what, man? Damn, that's nasty. You know what I mean? I built it up all the way to $7,000, and I lost all the way down to $3,300. So what I said was, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm taking a look at futures, and I'm watching them rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall all year long. Now, this is what I did last year, and I was able to cash with the San Francisco Giants. So I said, you know what? I said, let me start investing in these teams as they go, as to whether they're losing, whether they're winning, whatever. But I said, how am I going to do it with $3,000 and make this whole thing work? So what I ended up doing was I started looking at run lines, Dream. Okay, and what I've noticed is that with the run lines is a minus 1.5 runs for a favorite. Your average is anywhere from 150 to 160 odds for them to cover. Okay, so then if you go on the opposite way, if you take the underdog, dude, it's like plus 190 to plus 240 on an average. Okay, I don't know if have you ever looked at the adjusted run lines on 5 dimes or whatever?
No, I do, no.
Okay, all right, So what I said to myself was that, all right, so then I went back and I looked at, you know, statistically, how many one-run games are there? And the way it's worked is historically about 30% of the games are one-run games. So I said, all right. So now what I've been doing is that I'll take a team, I'll give an example, all right? So basically I bet a team with the run line, regardless of what it is. The two teams can play each other, and I'll bet both teams. It doesn't really matter, okay? I'll give you an example. The Miami Marlins yesterday, all right? I took them $25 on an adjusted run line minus 1.5. It paid plus 315 juice, Stream, all right? I made $79 on that, okay? So now $79 is house money, correct? I took that.
Correct.
I'm taking that $79. I'm going to just say the book's name. Bookmaker has them right now at 400 to 1 to win the World Series. Now, I don't think they're going to win the World Series, but, dude, I have free house money, $79, and I'm putting it on them to win at 400 to 1. It's going to pay just about $31,000. You feel me?
I feel you.
All right, so what I'm doing is now so basically, guys, I am investing in futures with house money as I go, okay? Now, I can tell you that already, because the Minnesota Twins have been so dope and covering run lines every single day, dude. I already got the Twins paying almost $24,000. And I've only been doing this 2 weeks.
Right.
Son, the Twins are the Twins may get in, dude. So I already have the Philadelphia Phillies. I already got them. I put $41 on it. Pays $116,000. I know they're not winning the World Series at all. They're terrible. So what I did was I started betting against them a little bit. I got that $41 back in 2 games, dude. You know what I'm saying? So now on my spreadsheet, that used to be a red. Now I code it as a green because that's a free future. Boom. So I already got that money back. The Brewers, the $100 pays $125,000. I already got $75 of that back. After they went on the 8-game winning streak, I started fading them a little bit to pull that money out. Now, when I get the $41 back from the Philadelphia Phillies, I invest that in one of the best teams, like the St. Lucia Cardinals, the Washington Nasties, the Kansas City Royals, so on and so forth. So what I'm doing is I'm peeling back all the underdogs and I'm adding it to the favorites as I go. You know what I mean? Because at 7 to 1, dude, $25 Washington Nasties play is not going to pay nothing. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, if you hit that, what do you make? $35, $40 or whatever, and you know, 7 to 1, it's only $280. So I'm going to have to start putting more and more money on the Nasties as I fade out of the underdogs. You feel me?
I do feel you, brother.
All right, so what I'm doing is I'm playing.
Can I poke a little fun at you, though?
Yeah, let's do devil's advocate, because you know damn well the Dream is going to be all over this. I already got
No. I was just going to say that you just like a cat that plays numbers that justifies trying to win lotto by playing scratch-offs. You're taking your scratch-off winnings and adding them to your lotto pot.
You're right. But
is that apropos?
No, you know what though? But here's the deal. There's no way of getting that scratch off money back. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
You can't get that money back. So, anybody that's interested, I'll be more than happy to send you my spreadsheets. But, some notables, man.
It does require some loot, though, fellas. So just keep that in mind when you get
involved. Yeah. And you're going to need to, let's say you got $1,000 on 5 dimes. I'm just saying, all right? And you're finding a future on Bookmaker that's 400 to 1. You're going to need to actually borrow some money from 5 dimes. So you're going to have to, take a withdrawal and put it on Bookmaker. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy like that. But at the end of the day, dude, if I'm looking at futures, I'll give you an example. Miami Marlins, Top Bet has them at 200 to 1. Bookmaker has them at 400 to 1. Why the hell would I go and put them at 200 to 1 when I could get double the payout? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So that's what I'm doing, guys. Some other notables. I've already got the Colorado Rockies up to $84,000. I've already got the D-backs up to $71,000. I've got the A's at $18,000. I got the Miami Marlins. Once I do this future, once Bookmaker releases that 400 to 1, I'll be at $41,000. I got the Washington Nasties at $11,500 already, dude. I got the Angels at $6,000. I got the Mets at $6,000. Just saying, dude. Let your boy work at it, man. So what else you got for me? Bring it. I got it. Come on.
Listen, what I could do is I could save you a couple. You could pull out the Met money.
You know what? Let me get my man a Canadian capper in here.
You can pull out the Met money.
Yeah, but my goal is to have all these teams pay $100,000, all 30 of them, dude. And you know what? Actually, to be honest with you, my bad. Let me take that back. Is to pay $110,000 because at the end, I got to have $10,000 to maybe put on a favorite that pays $80. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. But do I have my boy from Canada, Canadian capper, on the line today?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good, man. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm just having fun listening to you guys, having a couple coffees here,
CC, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing today, Playboy?
I'm good. I'm glad to finally be on with you guys.
I know, man, you have been one of our, we obviously, a lot of people support us. You've been one of the biggest supporters, very vocal over the last few weeks, going back and forth with the knuckleheads. I want to thank you about that. I'm not even going to justify it, mentioning any of their names. Anybody who follows us know who they are anyway, so I'm not going to mention your names. But and we, by the way, I got no time for none of them cats anyway. But you've been very vocal in supporting us and going back and forth with it. And I like to thank you for your support, brother.
No problem, man. I got to thank you guys, honestly. Pat, Dream, for doing this every day. Dr. Dan for coming in on the weekend and killing it. It's just you guys do this for free, and I appreciate that. So I had to show some support. Whenever people are talking bad about you, I got to kind of speak up. But we'll leave that where it is. We always have people getting at you every day, so I'm sure it'll happen this week. We'll leave it.
Oh, definitely, man. And everybody waits for us to lose too, and then just wants to go
exactly.
crazy. But
that's the thing.
Canadian, so you've been tearing it up, dude. What do you got for you? You said you went 80% in the last 10 games?
Yeah, 8-2 in the last 10. It was 7-2 on the diamond, and then I also had McGregor in the UFC as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Were you at the beginning of that fight? When he got the initial takedown? What were your thoughts on that, man?
I was panicking a little bit, but honestly, Mendez, his opponent, he was a better wrestler, and McGregor's more of a knockout, more of a boxer. Yep. So I wasn't too worried, but the UFC, man, they had millions and millions riding on that fight. They put a lot of money into promoting McGregor against Aldo, his original opponent, and that's actually the money fight. So I had a weird feeling that even if it went to the decision or something, UFC was going to find a way to get McGregor that W so they would get their money fight next year against Aldo. So that's really why I put the money on McGregor. It was more of just a hunch.
Got you. Yeah, I'm looking at McGregor. He's, 6-0 in the UFC now?
Yep.
So,
I think he's won 15 fights by knockout out of 18.
Yeah, 18-2 in his MMA career and 6-0 in the UFC. So what do you got for us, man? You said you had some information on some MLBs or something?
Yeah, give us something stellar, because Hatter just hit us off with something that is probably reminiscent to what the Greece economy is going through right now with his ideas. So why don't you give us something fresh?
Okay, well, this morning I was doing a little bit of homework because I knew I was coming on, and I've been on BetLab. I don't know if you guys ever use Sports Insights. BetLab, you can create your own systems.
You know, I'm actually, I'm pretty familiar with Sports Insights, but the BetLab I have not seen. What is that?
Okay, so basically you can create your own data systems. And with their new website, you can actually do this for free without getting a month membership. It used to be about $200 for a month, and that would cover all your sports, NFL, everything. I think it's $99 if you just wanted to get in for MLB right now. Okay. But on their BetLab Sports, they created a new site, and you can just create 6 systems for free. So that's how I went and checked that Fade Phillies, and that's how I posted those best moneyline back pitchers or fade pitchers this morning.
Oh, wow, interesting. All right, yeah, I took a look at that.
Yeah, it was real quick, too. It just takes a couple seconds. It's real easy.
Really? So you could. So if you wanted to fade the Phillies all year long, which you and I are both doing, by the way. We started that. Once my boy Sugar Shane Rodriguez gave me those numbers, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I only do it for $25 a shot. It's nothing. But hey, you know what? If they lose, 40 games, I mean, it's quite a bit of change right there, man. But let me just see what you sent me, bro. So you're saying that you could put your system plays right in there. And it'll let you...
Yeah, they have all the data back to 2005 still.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Let me just take a look at this.
And see. No problem.
So you got fade pitchers?
Yeah, and I posted those on my Twitter. I think both of you guys might have retweeted them. If not, either way, go to my Twitter. You can find those there. And I believe, let me see, I have it written down. Price was the best pitcher to tail this season. And then Wandy Rodriguez from Texas. And the best 2 to fade were Kluber and Kershaw, former Cy Young.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Corey Kluber, 14-5. Is this fading him?
That would be if you're fading him, yeah.
You're fading him.
14-5 plus $1,200.
Wow, man. Yeah, you're up $1,200, and that goes back how far?
That's just this season.
Just this season. All right. Kershaw 9-9 plus $751. Interesting, man. Chavez, let's see, 11-4. Alex Colomb, 10-3. Cashner, 12-6. Interesting, dude.
Yeah, and then on the tail side, I think he's in about 5th or 6th, but your boy Big Pelf's on there, 10-7 for about plus $600. And those are all on $100 bets.
All right, I'm looking at this. David Price, $100 better. You're up $877. Rodriguez, you're up $871. Yeah, I see Big Pelf on there, Dream.
My boy will be falling off of there soon, though.
Plus $594 if you are taking Big Pelf on the year, kid. A lot goes into that, too. You got bullpens that come out. You got some potent offenses, some good defenses or whatever. And, dude, I can't believe this, man. Ricky and Nolasco, last year you could fade them, like, every day. This year, 6-1 plus $577 if you're tailing them.
Yeah, that's above Cole, right?
Wow.
That's got a lot to do with the line that you get. Because Cole's probably usually high 100s or maybe 200 juice.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
You barely make money on his start.
Wow, man, that's pretty interesting. Dream, what do you think about putting... What do you think, Dream? You're not interested in system plays at all, huh? The Dream hates that. He hates baseball as it is. I can't imagine doing a system.
No. Listen, I make fun of. Come on, I make fun of in light of baseball. I don't hate baseball. It's a sport. I obviously love sports, like everybody else. It's just I just don't have the passion for baseball that I do. Like I said, I can't. A lot of my, if you want to call it capping or whatever you want to call it, but a lot of what I bet on is based on what I see and me being able to, determine that this guy is better than that guy, this team is better than this team, and, I like what they're doing as opposed to what they're doing. And that just doesn't work for me when I watch, a baseball game. So it's not that I dislike baseball. It's just my general style of what I like to do. I do that outside of just looking at the statistical numbers, and I'm not one that likes to look at statistical numbers. So he's right. Like, I kind of am not I'm not a big systems guy. As far as, and I'm a spontaneous better at that. So being a systems guy requires you to, kind of conform to betting the same wager, betting the same amounts all the time, you know, and that's not like one of my things. I'm more of I want to bet Monday, I want to take Tuesday, Wednesday off, I want to bet Friday, you know, take Saturday, Sunday off, or whatever have you, or wow, I like this game right here, this looks like good, I want to pound it, and then not bet, you know, for a couple of days. So my style usually just doesn't work with a system, you know, so to say.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy because you got to actually, like, even like when I had the day, you know, when I had the weekend off from the show, like I had to come into the office and you know, do my work on my spreadsheets and stuff like that. I had to, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. But how much time are you spending on this stuff, Canadian Capper? I mean, that pretty much makes it kind of easy, no?
Yeah, as I said, I had bought a couple of months memberships back when football, hockey, basketball was on and there was more sports going, so paying the $200 was worth the membership. And then you can go at over-unders, you can go at first half, second half. You can really sit there and go through the data and really find something that's good. But I'm kind of the same way as you guys. I would buy the system, I'd see the play, and it would usually be like a fade the public or something that maybe I just didn't agree with, and I'd have trouble pulling the trigger on it. So I just kind of stopped doing that, but now that MLB's back, I have been looking at the systems, and since you're able to do them for free, it's been a great tool that I've had. Like when I looked at the Phillies one, for example, you'd be 62-29 fading them, so that's 68% wins, and generally there's the margin of victory is 1.76 runs, so you might even be able to start betting against the Phillies on the run line.
Yeah, because they've been getting pounded.
Exactly, yeah, and that's almost 14% return on investment, just fading them on the money line. So,
okay. Dream, that might be something you want to get involved in, betting against the Phillies every day.
Yeah, no doubt, right? I already kind of do.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, that's cool. So, Canadian Capper, so you've been watching baseball every day, pretty much, right?
Every day. You know,
right.
Sometimes it's 12-hour grind of baseball if we got the day games and whatnot.
Damn, Dream, 12 hours of baseball, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I fall asleep a couple times, you know, last night during the Sunday night, or I didn't quite make it through, but it happened.
Talk to me about your top 3 teams that you feel are going to not only get into the playoffs but have a shot at winning the whole thing, dude. I'm interested in hearing your opinion. Who you got? Your top 3?
Awesome. I just want to start. I was kind of cringing a little bit like that. I love the Blue Jays, man, but you and Dr. Dan were going off on them this weekend, saying it might be. I think it was Nats and Jays. You thought maybe would be in the World Series. I can't see that one happening. I don't know if I see the Mets making it there either, to be honest. Dan
said that Dan is a Mets fan, so you got to, it's a little bit of a homer play, but he did say this, and I do agree with him that you do have a rotation there that can shut out any team in major leagues.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, look at the Giants of last year, dude. They were terrible, like up and down, you know, losing, 6 games in a row, winning 2, winning 6, then losing 8. I mean, they were just awful. And then, all of a sudden they just came out with the pitching and won the World Series, dude. So, I think I agree with them. I mean, at a 40-1 shot right now, actually, you could actually get it at 45-1 on Sportsbook. But, it might not be something that – it's not unrealistic.
Yeah, I understand. And for the money, too, right? The odds that you're getting, why not? But
yeah.
I'll give you a couple ideas here. Right now, I was looking at your site this morning, so I don't know exactly what odd I got. I just took the one from the top or tried to maybe even it out between the two that came down. But personally, I like the Royals and the Cards to meet up right now in the World Series. And the Royals are plus 850 to win the World Series. Cards are plus 700.
So
if you could
the Royals
that would maybe parlay them to face off, that would be great. Great odds.
The Royals and the Cards, Dream.
I hear you.
You know what? It bothered me how St. Lucia has been handling themselves at Chicago and at Pittsburgh, though, dude.
It's called wanting to get to the All-Star break. Yeah. And I talked about it and said it. We said it on the show last week. Cats going through, the motions, as happy-go-lucky and kind of no type of intensity as possible, just trying to get to that break to get a couple of weeks, some days off.
Definitely, man. And, you got some players going to play in Cincinnati. So what do the guys do when they got the time off? They probably just go home and chill, huh? Like that 99% of the players that are not making it in there. You know what I'm saying? They probably just chill.
Guys like the Panda, he's probably out of the clubs.
Yeah, definitely, man.
He's finding those Instagram girls. He's making use of his couple days off.
Yeah, definitely, man. All right. What so you're saying the Royals and the Cards? I'm looking at it.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at it right now, man. I think the Royals are the best team in the AL. Period. I mean, there's 100%. They have the pitching, they have the bullpen, they have the defense, they have the offense. The whole package.
Look at that game against Toronto yesterday. They can beat teams like Toronto, but they can also beat the teams that they have to pitch against, like say a Tampa Bay or whoever they're going to have to beat in the AL. Yeah. I just think they have the deepest squad in the AL.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. I mean, right now they're very hot. I mean, crazy.
Plus 400 for
to win the pennant. I get it. I'm looking at it though. I mean, you never know who these teams. I mean, some of these wild card teams. I got to be honest with you guys, dude. I think the Angels are a pain in the ass. I really do.
Everybody could even win the division.
I think they'll win the division. Dream, your Astros have been putrid, by the way. Dude, every time the Astros lose, you're like one of them cappers that lose all the time, and then you get a 2-day couple wins, and all of a sudden you're posted all over Twitter how you're tearing it up for 2 days. Fall back, son.
I know. That's like
we go. Season, man. The Astros gonna lose some games, player.
All right. I don't know. But I think at this point right now, the Brewers are better than them. But
you love hating on my Astro team.
The Astros are who we thought they were, right?
Yeah, that's because I got no value with them right now at like an 18-1.
That's not my fault.
Oh, I know it's pretty bad. But
by the way, they're not my team either. I like what you're doing. I think I just like, I mention them because I have forever, as long as I've known baseball, the Houston Astros have not been a good team. I mean, for like a long time. I know they had a little time when they were okay, when they had those like rainbow colored uniforms. And won, but like I wasn't, like as far as I know, the Astros have always been bad, and I know in the last, few years they've been horrible. So just to see them, turn it around, to me it's like it just was impressive. It's kind of like when KC went to the playoffs under Andy Reid. I just felt it was impressive because you're just looking at a team that you always know, and you are accustomed to them not being good, and now all of a sudden they're doing something different. So that's the only reason why I kind of started talking about them. And then as I did, they kept winning a little bit more, and then now Hatter wants to, every time they lose, rub me about it.
I feel you, man. I feel you. And one quick Canadian capper, just before I forget this. I just want to let everybody know, too, that if you are losing with run lines, with your teams, as you go, you keep them on a spreadsheet and you just take them the next game to win what you lost. So, for instance, I'll tell you a couple of teams that are really kicking my ass right now. The Texas Rangers are. Let me think of who else. The Baltimore Orioles. Like, I just can't get out of my own way with the Baltimore Orioles. Tampa Bay Rays. And I don't remember off the top of my brain who else it was, but there's a couple of teams that, the Atlanta Braves as well. So a couple of teams that, as they're skidding, as they're losing, who cares if I'm not putting a future on them, because their odds are going, they're jumping up and up and up. So who cares? You know what I mean? So do you get involved in futures, dude?
I haven't in this MLB season yet. I did in the NHL season last year, and I also I think I sent you the Conn Smythe future that I had on Duncan Keith that ended up paying out about $350 from a $75 bet. But anyways, I was going to get in and lock in some MLB futures now that the All-Star break's done, but I think I'm gonna maybe wait until next weekend once they get back playing. I don't want to, risk a player getting injured or something major happening that I messed up on.
Yep.
I did want to mention, since you were throwing some shade on the Cards, what about the Pirates?
You know what?
Maybe not the Central, but they could definitely win the pennant at plus 750.
I hate this Pirates team. I really do. Sorry to all the Pirates fans out there. It's just that they're always in close stomachache games. It just drives me absolutely out of my mind. But, taking a look at them, dude, you have to look at them. You have to. Because they have
rotation, right?
They have the pitching. They have the pitching, and if they make a trade for a bat, I think that makes them really dangerous.
And they still have McCutch, and they have some good hitting, man. They play in a tough division, right?
Yes. Yeah, very tough. I mean, you got the Cubs in, you got the Cards in there as well. I mean, Cincinnati's pretty much done, and but hey, we'll see where it lands with them, dude. I mean, they got to keep it going, and I think they will. I think they'll keep it going for a while. I think, like I said, if they get another bat in the lineup, I think they'll be. I think you got to pay attention to them.
No doubt. Definitely hit me up and send me those spreadsheets, by the way, because I'd like to get into some futures and hedging and whatnot. It's definitely very interesting. If there's money to be made, then I'm definitely interested.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, if you could turn 3,000 into 100,000, how many units is that, Dream?
A lot.
That's a couple of units, yeah.
Just saying. I mean, what's that, 10,000 units? Not bad. Not bad. No, wait, more than that. 30,000.
Don't forget, though, to take out the units that you got on all the other games.
Oh yeah, no, that's part of the system. Oh yeah, right. Right. I got to take off the game stuff, which right now I'm down about 74, to be honest with you. So it's been really rough as far as the baseball is concerned. I was up over 100.
Hat like a cap or two will forget about the losses.
Yeah, no way. So you know what? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go blow my own horn now and say I'm 8-3 in the last 11. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody.
I love that. It was so refreshing not to hear the words cap or tech for the whole month of July.
June and July.
All I heard about in May was Capper Tech.
Yeah, right. I got smoke show.
What happened? Did they go out of business? Did Capper Tech shut down or something? What happened, player?
No, my plays got really, really, really bad. That's what happened. But I'll admit it, man. It's all good. So, Canadian Capper, man, you got anything else to share with the audience?
I just, you guys want to rap about the home run derby real quick tonight? And maybe just let me shout out a couple of the SBTVNation that have been supporting me.
Yeah, man, what you got?
Good thing.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying thank you to the Queen of Odds, Yato, Primetime Capper, and Captain. They've both been great help to me. I always rap with those guys. At Top Win, I actually post my analysis and my picks. There are many other people posting the same. Jay Cass, he cashed on the McGregor pick with me on Saturday. Ben Rowe for doing the odds on the Freaky Fridays. Shy Picks, Lexico Wins, Clement Swag, all the fake fans, Tony Two Picks, Vince Parker, Scott Weaver, and then Tip Topper and Frank. I saw them shouting out this morning. I just want to thank all you guys. Of course, Hatter Dream, Dr. Dan, for doing your thing every day.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And guys,
no problem,
guys,
you guys deserve it.
Real quick, this is the Canadian Capper. His Twitter handle is the word the, _ CDN, abbreviated for Canadian, _ Capper. Okay, so, there's a lot of other similar names, but yours is the _ CDN _ Capper. So make sure that you, you guys do that. So, yeah, man. What else? So home run derby, dude. I believe.
I just wanted to just throw out a couple picks. Chris Bryan, he's 5-1. Prince Fielder, and then Jock Peterson. My boy, young Jock, 7-1, and I think tonight he's going to win. He's a left-handed batter, and since he has a field that actually, it's a little bit closer in right field, the porch, but the left field is where the hitters have the most advantage, I guess, just by a little bit. So I like Prince Fielder or Jock Peterson. I think I'm going to split up a unit on Bryan, Fielder, and Peterson, but I'll post it on my Twitter later. I just wanted to kind of give a preview of tonight. I'm going to watch the derby in the game tomorrow, so looking forward to that.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you very much for calling this bright and early in the morning, man. Getting Monday rocking, and we're having a good time with you, man. So thank you.
As always, I'll try and get back on maybe when there's some MLB we can discuss.
Absolutely. We definitely bring you back on, brother. But
you guys have a good day and a good week.
Thank you so much, man. Right. You too. We appreciate all the support, dude. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, Dream. So what else you got, man? I think we're just real quick, as far as the system play is concerned with me, guys, feel free to hit me up on a DM or whatever. I'm going to be very, very busy today, but, I could always manage to get back, especially when there's no games to watch tonight. It may give me a little bit more time to, to get in touch with the nation. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And I'm around, too, as well, as I usually am generally. And if I'm not, I usually let you guys know. Well, you guys know because you don't hear my mouth on there. We got – I don't know if we talked about it, which I know we didn't. Hardy got his suspension cut down to 4 days from 10, which I found, I don't know that I am a fan of that. I know the Cowboy fans obviously are. The Greg Hart, I don't know if you guys know anything about what Hardy did, but he kind of, it was kind of a really rough and brutal beating that he did. Obviously the person who was affected, and, I'm talking about like I know about it and I was there and I wasn't. So let me just start with that. I wasn't there, but I've been reading and I've been following this story for a minute. And I don't necessarily always believe what goes on and what the press say. And all I'm going to just say is that if the beating was as brutal as it was portrayed to be and came out, I don't think the NFL should have came down on their suspension at all. But hey, they did, and I guess that's good for him. But hopefully, I really feel bad. Heart goes out to the young lady who was involved in it. I don't know what she did for him to do that to her, but my heart goes out to her. Is because there's no reason for a violence. With the female, there's just no reason for violence with a female. And the way this violence was like crazy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story, but it's out there. You can go back and research it. It's pretty bad. And this guy kind of really didn't get much, but kind of a slap on the wrist for this. And I just kind of think maybe it might have been a little bit too light. That's just my opinion, though.
Gotcha. I did not see. Is there like a video or something?
There wasn't a video, but there was a bunch of reports out, and there was a bunch of information, and there's some pictures, and you got to go back a little ways now because it's over a year ago or so that the whole thing went down. But there was a lot of information out about it. The people for Carolina, they were picketing for a while,
really?
Out front, to get this guy. Because while it was being investigated, this guy was still playing. After the arrest, and they were out there. They had to finally pull him. Even before the NFL did anything, because it was just it was outrageous. So listen. I know you don't like getting in controversial things. I don't want to go out there and talk a bunch of stuff about stuff that I wasn't involved. I hate when people talk about things like they were there and they know what's going on, because I wasn't and I don't know what's going on. So I do hate that part of it, but I just don't necessarily agree with, my thing with the NFL, sometimes you're wrong and you need to fall back on some of your suspensions. I like that, but then sometimes you need to draw a line in the sand. I just think that the things that the NFL has decided to uphold and the things that they've decided to fall back on, it leaves one to scratch their heads.
Got it. No, I hear you, man. You know what? It is what it is. I guess you got to kind of, know what you're dealing with, and see all the, everything that comes out in the police reports and stuff like that to really get a good idea. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
and that's not always accurate neither.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Listen, anybody who's had any dealings with, I'm not going to go get into crazy with the law enforcement, but I've got some people obviously that have been law enforcement in my family, and I have some law enforcement ties myself. And sometimes the stuff that goes down on paper, is to cover people's backs, and it might not necessarily go quite the way it's portrayed.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Dream, we're already at the end, man.
Hey.
Great show, man.
Stellar information. Canadian Capper came on and ripped it, which was nice. So, and the show went by, when it's smooth. You came in and gave us your ideas on how the Greece economy went into peril. They obviously were involved in your future system. And, we had a few laughs, the hood at the beach. And, I thought that was, a little bit on the funny side as
Definitely.
I recall yesterday's events.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, guys, feel free to hit me up anytime you want, man. We're on a quest to make $100,000. And that's my goal. And, hey, at the end of the day, I'm talking about it so much, I'm going to end up having to pay taxes on it. So, whatever it is, what it is. But, Dream, what you got to shout out, player?
Hey, want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show. We've been going today. Listen to us go back and forth. Tomorrow we have my man Philly Picks is supposed to come on. He's on deck tomorrow, so we can get into some of that with him. We'll probably have a little bit more football news, talk a little bit more about football, what's going on in the offseason, what's coming up. It will be nice, obviously, as I know everybody is kind of fiending for it, as well as myself, talking about, the various things that have been going on out there in the NFL. We might get a little bit more involved in that tomorrow. I want to thank C. Rodriguez Jr., my man Slick Rick out there. Thank you. 808 Who Maha is out there. Get to a Vegas bookie. Frank Vinculato, VMKU is out there. KMVU is out there. Christos, Jeff Ryan, Direct Sports Solution. OJFB, good morning to your player. Sport Shark, Spot Bet, my man D, Winky, Tanakis, Jay Snyder, Tip Talker, Rick Lopez, G Rose, JC, Snoopy Bets, Postal Pete, Ciroc, King JP for Prez, my man Irvin, what's going on, Playboy, Jay Cass, Benjamin Rowe, Yippa 82, Sin City Maverick Tay, Marlon the Odds Hustle, Justin Hernandez, the Canadian Capper and Boston Boy. Guys, big shout out to my girl, the Queen of Odds. Came on Friday and helped us with the not the Queen, excuse me. I'm sorry, Vegas girl 92661. My bad. Came on Friday and absolutely ripped it on the show, at being the Freaky Friday judge with us, and we appreciate her coming on and wants to send a special thanks to her for taking the time to come on and kick it with her boys. Guys, I am the Dream. Always remember who you with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, we are the biggest show in the world, having an absolute blast. It was a little bit of a different dynamic since there are no games today, but hey, I had a blast, man. Always fun. Always fun. Always at work, kid. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework. Bet your own plays, regardless of what you get involved in, whether it's some CFL, some soccer, whatever you're doing right now in the next few days to keep your fix going.
Tonight it might be a good time, though, to this week fall back and, show the people that the people that care about you, you care about them a little bit. It won't hurt nobody, and then you can get back to your regular routine. Don't force no wagering if you don't need to.
No, exactly, man. Then don't bet on anything you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So go easy and get that money. Take care, guys.
Peace.